Hey, what's up, drivers? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, my name is David Liggins with No Rep Limits. And on this channel, I primarily talk about how to build your business on Amazon using Amazon FBA and also documenting my journey from $0 to $100,000 a month in revenue. If that's something that interests you, you already know what to do. Become part of the team and hit that subscribe button. Then you can look at some of the videos that I've already posted and you'll be notified when you hit that bell of all the videos that are upcoming. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what happened last year with the 4 products that I wanted to launch and what kind of actually was a little bit of a hurdle. It kind of set me back just a little bit of reaching that goal of hitting $100,000 a month, but I'm still trucking along. And in my last video, if you watched that, I've had one of my greatest selling periods, pretty much in my career, if you call that, of this business, which is pretty exciting. I'm going to show some of the numbers here in a few seconds. Now, what happened last year? So product was just killing it. It was selling. I was doing, 60 to 70 units a day, great margins, healthy business, and I was just absolutely crushing it. Then something kind of happened, which I knew was going to happen in a matter of time, but I didn't think it was going to happen this soon. And so what happened was there were some sellers, some competitors, I think some Chinese manufacturers that came in and pretty much undercut my product. Now, we all know in this business that this is a risk. Now, how we defeat this risk or alleviate some of this risk is by launching products that are a little bit more unique, that are a little bit more difficult to copy and have a higher barrier of entry, so people cannot just come in and undercut you at rock bottom prices, what happened to me. But this product was never supposed to be the home run that it was. I knew it was easy to replicate once people figured out about it, and I knew it was going to happen in a matter of time. It just happened sooner than I expected. That is why I tried to pivot and create a new product, it's still in that same niche, but a new product that was going to set myself apart from my competitors. Now, I did that with the foresight of knowing that I was going to get undercut. Now, but the new products didn't take off like I expected them to. And after looking back at the product and understanding my customers a bit more, I found out why. And this is one of the things I constantly preach and constantly teach, is that you need to make sure you understand your customers, understand that market, so you can solve a problem that needs to be solved. And in this particular case, I should have gone in direction A, but I went in direction B. And that's because I thought I understood my customer. I thought I understood what my customer wanted from this particular product, but it was actually a little bit something else. There was a small portion of my customer base that wanted this product to go in this direction, the problem I would solve, but there was a larger portion that I could have solved the problem for that I failed to solve. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So I ended up launching those products, and then they were selling, but I couldn't sell them at the price that I thought I could sell them for. And that led me to kind of look a little bit deeper in what was happening. I'm like, okay, this is not really taking off. People are not grasping at this as much as I thought that we would. So I had to figure out why. And so I realized that, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that my product was something that you can use for travel, okay? And so, or potentially use for travel. And so let's say that I wanted to solve a greater travel problem with this product. So I went in that direction. When in reality, this was more a stay-at-home product. They were actually using it more for staying at home, for example. So instead of me building something and solving a problem where they can use it at home, I was building and solving a problem where they can travel. And it just wasn't enough of my customer base that wanted to travel with this item versus stay at home with this item, as an example. And that's the biggest reason why this product didn't really take off in the way that I wanted it to. There was another thing, another issue that I ran into. The second issue that I ran into was that half of my inventory that I was shipping in got stuck in customs for a random reason. They actually couldn't tell me the reasons. They said it would be cleared. It technically was cleared, but then they didn't notify me and I couldn't get it out. I don't know what actually happened. I was insured for my products. I wasn't necessarily worried about that. I was just worried about having a higher velocity of selling velocity for this product and losing my momentum because I really had to develop this product again and get it shipped in. This product was custom from the ground up. And so losing half of my inventory was just stabbed me in the heart, But I was able to recover from that. But that was kind of the two-pronged issue that kind of held this product back. One, I chose the wrong problem to solve. And then two, half my inventory got stuck in customs, so I really couldn't do a launch in the way I needed to in order to get the sales that I wanted to. Now, what that has led into is me understanding my customers a little bit more, and I'm going to leverage that product I created and bundle it with other items that they want to solve a problem that they need, that they really wanted to solve. And so that is what I'm launching here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to tell you about a little bit later. Now, I'm going to hop into my computer and I'm going to show you what some of my products have been doing during this quarantine. And this is really important because Amazon has been hiring hundreds of thousands of people while everybody's being laying off. And I'm not saying this as like a brag or a flex, because I really empathize and sympathize with people who have lost their jobs, who are in very difficult situations. Again, I was in difficult situations too and had to figure out a way to overcome it. But out of all these issues and problems, Amazon was one of the few companies who was hiring people while people were getting laid off. People are shopping at Amazon while other stores are closed. That shows you the power of e-commerce, building an online business, and also the power of Amazon. So I'm going to dive into my computer. I'm going to show you some of my numbers beginning in like end of February, March, and then through April. And I sold out of all my items and show you what the sales have been like for this business and why this is something that you should be interested in doing. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at these numbers. I'm in my seller account and I'm showing you my business reports. And you can see it's today, June 24th, and I can refresh this so you know that I'm not manipulating the video or anything like that. So we're gonna go to business reports here, and you can see it's refreshed. Boom, here we go. So now I wanna talk a little bit about kind of what happened last year and going into this year. So let's take a look at some dates here. So I'm going to take a look at a little bit of last year. So we're gonna go to, let me see, 2019, we're gonna go through June of 2019. I think that's gonna be a good example for us, or for me here. Going to December. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what happened. So you can see here that my business was declining. So, I was doing really well, had some really high sales days, and then you can see that my business started to decline where my daily units were getting lower and lower and lower. So if I was averaging here around $1,500 a day in revenue, and you can see that, then all of a sudden I have some big days here, Prime Day, I believe. And then you can just see that after that, it just started to decline. So I wasn't averaging that $1,200 to $1,500 days. I was down under $1,000 days. And that continued all the way pretty much until the holiday season, where things started to pick up a little bit naturally. This was the point after June, I started to get a little bit worried that, okay, I'm not going to be able to recover this product because my competitors are at rock bottom pricing, and I won't be able to compete with them at that pricing. So I had to figure out a way to pivot that product and launch something new, which I'm in the process of doing right now. But I did have some other products that I needed to start restocking and for the next year, because I knew that the beginning of the year, going into, let me say, end of summer, were their peak seasons. So that's what I did. So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit here. We're going to look at when I got those items restocked. So we're going to look at February of 2020. Give me a second here. We're going to go through end of April 2020, and then we're going to go through February of 2020. Okay. Now you can see this. So you can see that trend started to continue. I was sitting here around $300 to $500 a month or a day in revenue, and then things started to really take off. Then you can see here at the beginning of March, I started getting above, the $800, $1,000 days, and it started to continue to grow. And it grew and it grew and it grew. Again, you can see here, I'm at a $1,100 day, and then $1,300 day, moving up. And then all of a sudden, we're getting to $1,400 days, $2,000 days, $2,600 days. I thought I was going to hit a $3,000 day, but I did not. So we're at $2,800 days, and then it just fell off a cliff here. It fell off a cliff because I ran out of stock of the item that I just finally got restocked. I sold out of 4 months of inventory in a matter of a month, just like that. And so I had to reorder that product. And so now we can take a look at what I'm doing currently. Oh, well, I did take a look at, showed you what I'm doing currently. So now that I've restocked on one of that products, one of my main products, you can see here, I'm back to around $1,500 a day. This is probably going to hit around $1,500 to $1,800 a day in revenue. And I should be able to expand on this a little bit more once I start to get my ranking back, since I was out of stock for pretty much 2 months. I'm thinking I can hit $2,000 days with my current product lineup. So that was just a quick glimpse of the business and how I've been performing this year. And I'm really excited what's to come. And guys, let me tell you, this is not like all sunshine and rainbows. There are going to be some challenges, but the only way that you're going to be successful in this business is if you keep going. Figure out solutions to your problems, execute on those problems, and then move forward. And let me tell you, like, it was a difficult time. The end of last year was difficult when I saw the business started to decline a little bit. I had to figure out how to pivot very quickly. And that kind of bled into the beginning of this year. And then you already know how 2020 started up and how we're doing right now. So it's just been a lot of things and a lot of moving pieces. But at the same time, I'm able to continue my business, continue growing, and continue selling the products to people who need them. And that is very powerful. So if there's anything that you can get from this video, is that, you know, Amazon does work. This business model is proven and it does work. And if you're sitting at home because you're locked up, we can't go do it much, you can't go outside, can't go to parks and restaurants, how about we take that time to learn about the business and grow? And that's what I've been doing, guys. So I hope this was helpful for you. Just gave you a little bit of insight of what I'm doing. I'm going to be documenting my journey, guys. I was so close to hitting $50,000 in a 30-day period. I was $3,000 off. That was literally 1.5 days, but I ran out of inventory completely. So I just placed an order, a second order. So I ordered more units that got stock. I just tripled that order, and I'm going to be ordering that more today. And I just want to keep this momentum going. Okay, so $100,000 in a 30-day period, that's still my goal. I'm gonna hit it, and you're gonna see it right here. All right, if you stayed this far and you watched the video, man, become part of the team. Hit that subscribe button. Like crew, you already know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. It helps me greatly, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.